All right, welcome back to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel. This is the Attack the Rack Daily Lineup Show, Wednesday, August the 7th, 2024. We got Trent back. We got Big Mo back. We just finished up watching the U.S. women's basketball game. We kind of we started here and kind of talking, and there's still, I don't know, 5 or so minutes left in the game, and they were up by almost 30. Now I look at the final score, and they only won by 14.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So uh,
Dang.
you'd like to say, oh, maybe they put in their bench players, but they don't really
Yeah,
have
it
bench
should.
players. And their
Yeah, it
bench
should.
players definitely are significantly better than Nigeria's best players. Nigeria didn't look so hot. They did hang with them for a quarter and a half. I think it was a double or a two possession game ish midway through the second, and then
Yeah,
USA put the gas or put the foot to the gas. So
they struggled shooting it from the outside. They hit a few more threes. I think they would have had a little better chance to stay in that game. Although they ended up losing by just barely double digits. So I guess they fought back at the end.
yeah,
I saw
no,
they were shooting it though. The USA team was shooting like 60% from the field.
Yeah, give it to the post and
You're not gonna win a lot of games if you're not defending.
yeah.
no.
That's crazy because they ended up shooting 54% overall from the field, but they still didn't shoot it well from three, 26% on 6 of 23.
Yeah. I wonder.
That's USA.
Yeah,
I didn't catch the last half of that, so I don't. I mean, I wonder if they switched to a zone a little bit on the comeback, maybe, and made them force them to shoot a little bit.
could be.
That's what I would do. I mean, they just go through Asia Wilson and Brianna Stewart, and
Yeah.
most that's mid post, and
And those, I bet those two shot close to 75%.
yeah,
Well, I can tell you, look at that. Listen
Oh,
to this. Asia Wilson, 9 for 11.
yeah.
that's
Uh,
pretty good.
Brianna Stewart, 5 for 7. And then Jackie Young, 6 out of 10 or 6 for 10. But she was 0 for 4 from three. But Asia Wilson led with 20, Jackie Young 15, and then Stewie with 13. So I mean they're doing more than enough to get by. I mean they're gonna, just like the men.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you know
what
who the real competition is in for the women's Olympics besides USA? Like, who's going to give them a? Is anybody going to give them a run?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Not from what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So now they've won. That's either 50. I think that's 59 Olympic games in a row. So that goes back how many Olympiads? An Olympiad for all of you out there. An Olympiad is the 4 year, every 4 years. So what, 12 Olympiads that goes back since they've almost
Oh
12
wow,
Olympiads since they've,
really? Jeez.
It's pretty good.
yeah,
It's pretty dominant. Pretty dominant.
or more than that, right? Because 12 times 4 is 48. So like 13.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
They need to find some other competition out there to compete with these women.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, kind of underwhelming to watch. Not that exciting. I think I'm ready for this kind of all to be over and get back into being able to watch Caitlin Clark play, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm ready for football season.
Yeah, well, obviously that too, but
Then
Yeah,
some playoffs.
I didn't mind any of you catch I watched the men's Olympic volleyball.
oh, okay.
They had a nail biter versus Poland today. I think they lost. I know they did
Yeah.
lose, but it
Beach
was
or
like
on the court?
what's that?
Was it beach or was it on the court?
No, on the court.
Okay.
On the
Okay,
court.
those
No.
guys are freak athletes.
Oh my, they hit that ball so hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how high the net is, but those dudes get up there.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it was a good back and forth game. I think it went all 5 sets. Kind of U.S. lost as a heartbreaker. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I've enjoyed for as much as I didn't think I'd tune in. It has been nice just catching
Sure.
some of the stories, some of the different sports. What else? I was gonna watch something. I mean, some of the sprinting stuff was pretty good today. So yeah, good
And
stuff.
I did because we've talked about breaking several times now. I did look it up. The B girls, they are Friday, and the B boys on Saturday. So they do
Oh.
like preliminary, quarters, semis, finals, gold medal, bronze. It's all in one day. So the B girls are Friday, the B boys are Saturday. So
It's a lot of dancing in a day.
yeah. It is.
Yeah, we're
I'm
talking
kinda
about
excited.
we're talking about Olympic athletes, Trent.
Yeah.
That's right. They should be able to
Yeah.
handle that.
I am very curious to know how it works. Like, do they pick their own song, their own music? Because so much of like breaking is just kind of like it's freestyle. It's the song comes on and the music tells your body what to do. Is it or is it
Kurt, you'll be able to tune in and you can watch and find out.
yeah. Or is it you pick, or is it like a preset routine? I sure hope not. I sure
I
hope
think it is.
uh
That's my guess. I think it is preset.
okay.
They probably have their favorite songs, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be choreographed because you got to do some prep. You can't just I don't know, just show up with.
Yeah, but that's like what traditional breaking is. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
you're hanging out, the music comes on, you start doing your moves, people circle around you. When you feel like you're done, you hop out of the circle, and now someone else hops in, and now we've got it going.
I like it.
But anyway, Trent, you brought up football. Definitely, it is upon us. I mean, college football just 3 weeks away, if
Yeah.
that. And we got to talk Hard Knocks. First episode aired last night. Hard Knocks with the Chicago Bears. Obviously, one of their main storylines will be Caleb Williams. I did I did post a poll on the YouTube channel last night. It was what is going to be the first scene of Hard Knocks. So you always kind of know how Hard Knocks starts. Sometimes it's with a sprinkler. Sometimes maybe a blocking sled. Sometimes they jump right into the head coach in that lecture hall.
Oh yeah.
So those were the three options I gave. And I'll tell you which one won here in a minute.
Yeah, I think I voted sprinkler, but
Yeah,
that was not the debut.
Sprinkler won 65% of the votes with Sprinkler. So, and then uh and then the tackling sled and the lecture hall, they tied with 18% apiece. So here's the funny thing is I sent just kind of in my fantasy football group text, I texted the group and I just kind of making a joke. What do you guys think? First scene tonight will it be? And I used sprinkler, I used tackling sled, I used lecture hall, and then I also used. Will it start out with something to do with Caleb Williams in the draft? But I didn't include that on the YouTube poll for some reason. But
Should have.
that was what it was. That was
Kurt, I don't know if we can believe you.
But I will say this: of the options that I did post on the poll, the first one of those options that did show up was the sprinkler scene. So, of the three, sprinkler was first. But it was not actually opening the program. It was about 2 minutes in. So, but anyway, I don't know, Big Mo. I know you watched. What did you think? First episode, Big Knock, Hard Knocks 2024, Chicago Bears.
I think the most interesting part to me was Saban. Just listening to some of his stuff about the QB stuff. Otherwise, it was kind of like ho hum, kind of blah. Caleb Williams, he just gives me a weird vibe. I mean, I hope he turns out to be a good franchise quarterback for the Bears, but yeah, I didn't. It was kind of besides the Saban part, it was kind of like, I mean, and I will say, I do appreciate the I don't know who it was who sang had to get one of the rookies had to get up and sing and pulled out
That was funny.
the American Eagle
Speedo.
Speedo. Yeah, that gave me a little chuckle.
Yeah. And then that guy ended up getting hurt in the preseason game.
Oh, really?
And he's out like 5 weeks.
Well,
Oh, That
His
sucks.
ego is probably out 5 weeks. His singing was questionable. He had to go to props. So props to him, I guess.
Speaking of that scene, though, obviously that's always a part of Hard Knocks too. The rookie, whatever they call it. The best one I've ever seen is Aiden Hutchinson
For
performing
sure.
Billie Jean.
For sure.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We're all Lions fans, so that's easy to please us, Kurt.
Yeah. But no, Trent, I know you and I were talking about it while we were waiting for Big Mo. I mean, I think everything you said that you heard, you said you didn't get a chance to watch it, but everything you heard about it, I think it's true. Pretty vanilla, pretty boring, pretty slow. Hopefully it picks up again. Not really that one dynamic character like a Rex Ryan or a Dan Campbell or a Chad Ochocinco yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it was just kind of, I don't know. I feel like the first episodes are usually pretty exciting. They show some practice stuff and they do like the rookie thing and they kind of show some like the outspoken characters that are on the team and so you can kind of like pick your favorite right away and but I from what I heard it didn't have much of that. Just kind
Yeah.
of and they didn't even was there something that was like a huge segment about the Olympics and they weren't even really do they like send the Bears to the Olympics?
Well, no, because Simone Biles' husband plays for the Bears. So he went to the Olympics for 3 days.
Gotcha.
So he left training camp and went to the Olympics for 3 days. Now that sparked something else in my head. So Big Mo, I don't know if you noticed this. I watched it at 9 o'clock. There was zero swearing in the entire episode.
Oh.
Usually that show is full of, F's and SH's, and there was not one. Now, what I heard, and I don't know this, I've never known this in the past, but I Googled it. I was like, this is weird. There's like zero swearing at all when that show is just full of it. And I saw somebody had posted something about they do a more family version at 9, and then later on they re-air it. But it wasn't like they were even beeping out words. There just was none of it.
I wonder, it seemed a little bit maybe just the first episode, it didn't seem as in depth or some of those competitive scenes, so maybe it didn't have some of the vulgarity.
Yeah, but even like when you watch the coaches address their team, it's like one F bomb after the other, and every time their coach spoke, none of that. So I don't know if it was a conscious effort to not curse or what. We'll see what happens going forward, or maybe they did air another version later at night. But again, it wasn't like they were beeping out words either. You know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
My guess would be it was just kind of one of those things where maybe I got to imagine if you know you're being filmed, you think you would watch what you said a little bit, unless it got into like a.
Yeah,
But
but you can say that year after year after year
yeah,
after year.
but don't you think it's almost sometimes it was like probably it all depends on which players they show,
Yeah,
who gets the most time on those, and maybe the people we saw in the first episode, the head coach Caleb
yeah.
Williams, those guys are probably, they're probably again a new rookie, new head coach, right? Second,
Oh, third year, isn't it?
third year. So, yeah, maybe they're a little more conscious of.
Not, I mean, not that it's a big deal. It's just something that really stood out to me because that show usually, I mean, all the coaches curse like crazy, and
We know you like that spicy language, so
there was
probably caught your attention more than others.
because I had watched like the first 20 minutes, and I was like, "There hasn't been one swear."
Yeah.
So then I started paying really close attention, and I will say, I think it was at like around the 23rd minute of the show. I think it was the quarterback coach. He did say the word "damn," and then Trent. The reason this popped into my head is because you brought up the Olympics. Simone Biles, when they showed a clip of her FaceTiming her husband, she did take the Lord's name in vain. Um, but outside of that, there was no cursing, which I mean, it's fine. It's just I watched this show year after year after year, and it's just full of cursing, and there was zero with those two exceptions. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. So
And you think like football guys, like the
yeah,
hardcore football guy, you know, they just let it fly. They can't. It's like every sentence. But
yeah. So
yeah,
that
kind
that's
of weird.
why I
Well, I
was
guess it shows Bears stink, so they maybe they clean it up.
yeah. Well, I just wonder if maybe they met as a team and said, hey, let's have a conscious effort to keep our mouths clean for this. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was
I
weird.
think the Justin Fields trade's gonna bite him in the butt. I think he's gonna be good with the Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have they announced the starter yet, or not yet?
no, but I think he's better than Russell Wilson.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we will see.
You know if they I haven't watched Hard Knocks in a while. But do you know if they're still doing like when players go in to get cut? Do you know if they show that anymore?
I feel like over the I don't know, Big Mo. Maybe you can. What I don't know. I feel like over the last few years, there's way less of that.
I thought it was always kind of a cool thing to show. Obviously, it sucks for the player, and you don't wish that upon anybody. But just like the interactions and stuff that they have are kind of cool. It just gives you like the realism of what's actually going on.
Yeah,
Uh,
and how tough it is. I mean,
True.
tough it
Yeah.
is to make it in the NFL or any probably pro sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody who's cut has probably been a star somewhere or an elite
Oh
athlete.
yeah,
So
yeah.
definitely gives you that inside perspective. I don't know if they've hard to. Yeah, I can't remember what I did yesterday, Trent. So
Yeah.
no, gosh knows I don't know what happened on the show last year.
But no,
Fair enough.
I do feel like the last couple seasons, there's been a lot. They don't really get into that because it was always like the last like couple episodes were a lot of it. Where
Yeah.
whoever job it was, usually I don't know. Sometimes it was like the strength and conditioning's coach's job for some reason to have to go talk to the players and say, hey, you got to go see GM, bring your playbook. And it was like,
Yeah.
you hear those words, bring your playbook.
Or
Uh,
they would always kind of like follow around a guy that they kind of knew was like
yeah,
on that tinker line of like might get cut, might make the team. And they
right.
would kind of like spotlight him. And then you would get this like, oh, I like this guy. I hope he makes it.
Yeah,
And then it kind of leads into that whole meeting with the coach thing. So I always thought that was a cool part of it. But if they got rid of it to protect that guy's feelings, then that's fair.
I don't know, Big Mo. They did kind of have that one wide receiver who had a nice preseason game that they were talking about kind of being on the bubble. So maybe Trent, maybe they are setting us up with that guy. I can't think of his name, but
Did they show the rookie wide receiver at all
a
from
little bit in practice.
the Washington guy, right? They got
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know how to say his name.
but yeah, I mean, with DJ Moore and Keenan Allen and him, I mean,
Yeah.
Williams is going to have some weapons. But that was the other thing is I feel like they tried to like suck us into thinking Caleb Williams was looking terrible. Like the first half of the episode, it was him just throwing incomplete off his back foot, and then all of a sudden the music changes, and now all these slow motion, catches, completions and things like that. So I don't know.
It'll take him some time to adjust, I'm sure. He'll have some growing pains.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, one more thing, guys. So Big Mo, a video has surfaced of Big Mo back in his teenage years. Big Mo, I was asking you about this video. You're not really sure how old you were in it.
again, I don't know how old I am right now, Kurt. Um,
26.
so yeah,
I
yeah, I
would
don't. Sometime around the high school age, I'm sure maybe just you know
16.
sometime in that time frame.
Could you? It was from a Gus Macker to me, based on the
I
background.
believe I believe a Grand Rapids Gus
Okay.
Macker maybe.
So let's take a look at this, guys. I'm gonna put it up on the screen here. Um, let's watch this. Trent, I don't know if you've seen it yet or not, but I want to get your reaction.
Got it right here in front of me. I'm ready.
Okay, so I have made it into a short on the YouTube channel. All right, ready? I'm gonna hit play.
Yep. Ooh,
Yeah. Bam! Hit him with it.
okay.
Hit him with it.
And now we got
Look
the
at
Super
you,
Bowl.
Big Mo.
A little sauce.
Woo!
Big Mo with the handles.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta know
unbelievable.
though. You had to have been practicing in the driveway for a while.
You know what? That turned out to be. I was telling my friend who sent this to me. Um, that really ended up being like a go-to late shot clock college move.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
Just because
that's a good one.
I could really in college level it was more of a fadeaway, but it gave me the opportunity just to get a shot off being undersized. So,
The in out into the behind the back is pretty. That's
oh
pretty
yeah,
smooth.
oh yeah, no, it was tough to guard, tough to guard.
I got it. And I like the jump shot. I mean, you got
Yeah.
good inflation. You weren't leaning too far back, too far. I mean, it was almost textbook. Now, and you've admitted in the past you didn't necessarily have textbook, form, but
Yeah,
the I don't know. I thought the jump shot was smooth.
Yeah. Elevation, finish at the top. Look at that, Big Mo.
yeah, a little throwback for you.
But anyway, that made me start thinking. I thought this would be a good thing to bring up with Trent because Big Mo and I, we grew up kind of, I'm a little bit younger, a couple years, but grew up in the same era, in the '90s, where these Gus Macker 3-on-3 tournaments and 3-on-3 tournaments as a whole were huge. I mean, I know I don't even think I played in a ton, but I played in several myself, and I know many people that played in a lot more of them than I did. But it was such a huge part of growing up back then, and part of what you did if you were a basketball player was playing these, and again, mostly Gus Macker. I mean, Big Mo, I'm sure you played in the Belding Gus Macker.
You know what? I think I've only played in that like twice, but yeah,
Yeah. I
early
mean,
early on.
absolutely insane. Small little town in Michigan where for a weekend in July, pretty much the entire state of Michigan congregated in this small little town, thousands of teams. Um, I remember too, I mean, you would have to park like a mile or 2 miles outside of the city, and they had a shuttle system that would shuttle people into the city. It was
Wow.
yeah,
That's pretty sweet though.
yeah.
That's good atmosphere over there.
No, Trent, you're right. It was the atmosphere was it was amazing, and you knew several people that were playing. So it was almost like every half an hour, you weren't playing. You there was somebody you knew that you could go watch, and then on Monday in the newspaper after the tournament, all the winners they post all the winners in the newspaper too. It was crazy.
Awesome.
But
That's
anyway,
cool.
I mean, totally different than when we grew up. I know Big Mo, you did play AAU.
Yeah, I mean, but AAU was way different. So really, 3-on-3 was you
Yeah,
could go play in a 3-on-3 every weekend.
yeah,
Whether it was a Gus Macker, a round ball. Um,
yeah. Round ball was big too.
yeah, you could find a spot to play, and I still think, yeah, I even think now with the emergence of the Olympic 3-on-3, maybe you'll see
A
some
resurgent.
of that come back because I think that's a great way to teach some of um, the IQ of basketball. So, and I think I played, like I said, we had a group of about five friends, and we played in a 3-on-3 like every other weekend in the summer. Like that's what you went and did,
Yeah,
and it was a great way to learn how to play.
yeah. And like I said, you did play AAU, but back when we were in high school, AAU was few and far between. There was probably only a handful of teams in the whole state, really.
Yeah, and you played in a regional, and if you were in the top three, then you went to a state.
Yeah,
And if you were lucky enough to win state, then maybe you had a chance to go play in a national tournament.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, so very few. I mean, nobody that I on my high school teams played AAU. I mean, I think it was really more for not to put a feather in your cap here, Big Mo, but obviously we just saw this clip. You are a pretty elite player, so I think back then only the more elite players even played AAU. I mean, even if I look at the class ahead of me, nobody played AAU. The class behind me, nobody played AAU, and there was several really good players. I look at the classes after me, the Highland High School team in 2001 that went 20-0. Obviously, a great team, great players. None of those guys played AAU.
Well, I just think it depended on, and like I said, I mean, there were, yeah, I played on a local AU team from three different, maybe four high schools.
Yeah,
Um, and you went one weekend.
yeah,
That's all you had.
yeah,
I mean, we had the weekend where we won something and went to a state level, and so yeah, totally different. Again, our weekends were spent really playing 3-on-3.
yeah. And then the difference, Trent, obviously when you came up, it was now AAU had grown into quite an entity where a lot of people were now playing AAU.
Yeah.
What was 3-on-3 tournaments like as you were coming up?
I played in probably two, but I don't think I've ever played in a Macker
Okay.
because I started playing travel
Yeah.
in like fifth grade, probably fifth or sixth grade. And then once high school came, that was every weekend
Yeah.
forever. It felt like. But yeah, I didn't play in a ton of the 3-on-3 stuff. I don't think it was too popular, to be honest.
Right.
Maybe I just didn't hear about it a lot, but there just wasn't a lot of that going on, I don't think. So I was more of just the AAU stuff and play as many games as possible on a weekend and
Yep.
head back home.
Yep. Yeah. So I think kind of the emergence of AAU kind of was the demise a little bit of Gus Mackers and 3-on-3s. So
Yeah, because now like a lot of the high school kids now playing a bunch of 3-on-3s.
oh, do they? Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe it's coming back a little bit.
Yep. So they play in the Mackers, and
Okay.
I know there's some like locally organized ones as well that they've played in recently as well. So
Okay.
I think it is kind of making that resurgence.
It is a good way to learn how to play. That's for
I
sure.
agree. I agree. 3-on-3 is a great way to learn.
Yeah. Um, well, all right. Hey, one thing I did want to mention before we get out of here, we mentioned the Chicago White Sox last
Hmm.
night. We're playing to break the American League record for losses in a row. They won.
Yeah, they sure did.
So they beat the Oakland A's 5-1. So they end their streak at 21 losses, which is tied for the American League record, too shy of the overall record.
You think they were in the clubhouse before the game? Like, come on, guys! Like, if we're gonna try at all this year,
It was probably
tonight's the night.
it was probably a win-win. If you
Yeah.
lose, you break the record.
You're
If you win, you finally won.
Oh, exactly.
What a great opportunity for him.
Oh my gosh. They tried so hard last night to win that game.
Oh,
They might win again today as well.
yeah.
Mm.
Still Oakland, right? They still play
Oh,
Oakland.
they lost.
Oh, they did. Oh, hey.
3-2.
All right, so now they only need 21 more losses in a row to break that.
Here we go. Start it up again.
Oh, all right, fellas. Anything else?
I don't think so.
What do you got? I got nothing else.
All right. Pretty slow, pretty slow. We're gonna be picking up here with NFL, baby. It's here. So
When's the Michigan stuff come out?
I think it's pretty much a non-issue now.
Yeah.
You did see the Harbaugh stuff came out today.
Yeah.
What'd he do?
They gave him a year suspension plus
Oh, really?
4 years show cause, maybe. The NCAA for like immoral, however you handle all that stuff. I mean, but nothing.
Immoral.
He
I
didn't do
thought you
anything
were
wrong.
talking about his press conference, which I think was yesterday or the day before, where he was just like, "Nope, I had no idea what was going on."
He just bullshit.
Well, I think the stuff they punished him for was all the recruiting stuff before
Oh,
or
okay.
during COVID. It had nothing to do with the stallion stuff, I think.
The cheeseburger?
Cheeseburger
The
gate?
cheeseburger and
Was it actually just a cheeseburger?
Well, yeah.
Is that
so.
actually factual?
Well, the issue was it was during COVID, and so you weren't supposed to be in the presence of your recruits.
Oh.
So there was a group of recruits that came to campus, which was fine, but they because of the COVID thing, the coaches weren't supposed to,
Gotcha.
and he
That's
and he did. So it wasn't really a big deal that he took them out for cheeseburgers. There was a rule at that
just
time.
the contact with the recruits.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I don't know. Did you even see? I mean, obviously, Paul Feinbaum hates Jim Harbaugh, hates the University of Michigan, hates the Big Ten, I think. And he even said that this is stupid, should be a non-issue. Let's move on. So,
yeah. I mean, did you see Colin Cowherd's rant?
no, I didn't see his. No.
Take a peek at that. That's a good rant. He gives it to the NCAA.
Okay.
It's a good one to catch.
It's all just pick up for Michigan. They never do anything wrong.
Yeah. Thank
Here we
goodness.
go.
Thank goodness.
Here we go.
They're in the clear. They never do anything wrong.
Just,
but if it was any other school,
just like everybody else, everybody else. Nobody else does anything wrong. Nobody does anything wrong.
Get them. But it's Michigan now, so it's like, oh, we can't say anything. We can't say too much because all their feelings will get hurt. So we can't say too much.
Oh, they crushed the basketball program in the 90s.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
All right, fellas. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.